Members and future members of Toastmasters International, my name is Patricia Yap, the Pathway Lead for District 51 Toastmasters International. I am a Pathways enthusiast, and that's why I become the Pathway Lead. Well, I'm here to introduce you to our Pathways webinars for the entire term. I'm excited because Pathways has done so much to help me to advance in my career. My role as a stockbroker certainly benefited so much from Pathways learning experience. Want to know what it has offered you? It has given me a positive mindset, and at the same time, managing difficult audience, focus on the positive, so many skill sets that I learned. Because of this, I want to welcome you to our Pathways webinar for the entire term. Do follow us closely on District 51 Facebook or District 51 Insta post. With this, all the best in Pathways learning experience. Welcome members and future members of Toastmasters International. We send you greetings as you embark with all of us on your Pathways learning experience. We'd like to now showcase you the beautiful experience when you do your Pathways according to what we have worked on, so that all of us would have a better experience of Pathways learning experience. Now, we would like to show a video that was done by our district director, Carmen Lu, a few weeks ago.
Hello, District 51 members. I'm Carmen Lu, your District Director. Welcome to Pathways Learning Series, the first webinar. So what is Pathways? Pathways is actually an innovative self-learn program which helps our members to gain the communication and leadership skill through online learning. So we are going to have a series of all this hands-on sharing about Pathways to help you to embark on this journey. In fact, Pathways offers an innovative and self-paced learning for all of the members of Toastmasters. We can log in online and just navigate by ourselves, and we plan our pace to complete the program, and we can access to all the online materials on how to do, how to present, how to prepare, with all the checklists or the outline being laid out on the website. So experience Pathways today. Just log in using your member ID and navigate, experience the change in you, experience how these Pathways guiding you step-by-step self-learning process so that you can see the change and transformation in yourself. Ask more questions, dive into this program. My team, the program quality team of Pathways, they are going to share with you more and more insights and help you to navigate through confidently. Enjoy and happy learning.
As a matter of fact, Patricia Yap is a product of Pathways learning experience. I'm proud to be the Pathways lead of District 51 Toastmasters International. Pathways is an exciting, interactive, flexible program to build our skills, especially public speaking skills and leadership skills. At the same time, it helps others in our club to build theirs as well. What's so beautiful about Pathways? It reflects real-world scenarios and, of course, being able to align to our leadership experiences in the real world. And that's why we are proud to share a video done by our two proud members from Affin Toastmasters Club. And let's hear of their Pathways learning experience.
Pathway is designed to help you develop the skills that you need to succeed. Whether you're aiming to improve your public speaking, leadership, or communication skills, Pathway offers a personalized and flexible approach to learning. Pathways provide you with practical projects, real-world skills, and immediate feedback from your peers. You will have access to wealth of resources and a supportive community to guide you along the way.
With Pathways, you choose from 6 unique paths, each focusing on different areas such as presentation mastery, dynamic leadership, motivational strategy, engaging humor, persuasive influence, and visionary communication. Join thousands of members worldwide who have transformed their lives and careers through Pathways. Discover your potential and achieve your goals with Toastmasters International.
Leverage on Pathways for public experience and leadership success. Let's have a look at our program objectives of the day. Leverage on Pathways program objectives. The first, Basecamp. What is Pathways and Basecamp? How to log into Basecamp. How to access the Basecamp. The second objective, select your path. 3 ways of selecting the path. Which path is the right for you? The third objective, access your Basecamp. Logged into your Basecamp, assessing your learning resources. How to begin and to complete the e-learning experience. How to complete the project. Let's move on to our live lesson now. We will be using live. We also encourage all of you to try it out when you are done with this webinar. When you first log into the TI website, remember to log in with your email that you have registered with TI and followed by the password. Then you may click login. In the event that you forgot your email or password, just click it so that you are able to retrieve it back. After you have logged in successfully, please wait for a few seconds for the system to log in completely. Yes, when you log in successfully, this is the page that you will see. On top of that, by default, you will see Welcome, Chester. From there, you will start enjoying your Pathways learning experience. Welcome, Chester. We are now going to select our path. First off, you will see you have the education program there. What you have to do is to click it. And this will bring you to go to Basecamp. But before that, all new members, we will have to select our path. Let's scroll down the entire page to the very bottom, whereby you will see Education Program FAQ. Please go through that. Second, choose a path. And let's click Choose a Path. After we have clicked Choose a Path, number 1, click your path language. By default, we will click English. And for some of you, if you try to attempt other languages, you may do so as well. But let's assume all of us are going to click English. And how would you like to access your materials? Let's click Digital Resources. You have to highlight that and click it. And after you have clicked it, you will go to the third question. How would you like to select your learning path? There are 3 ways. Number 1 is to view all path options. The second method is to take an assessment. The third method is to go immediately and select the path you have chosen. Let's do a very quick exercise on this. Before that, we have decided to click an assessment. So let's click Continue. The moment you have clicked Continue, you can start doing the Pathways assessment very quickly. We will do this very quickly. You start and you'll be answering many questions. Assuming you have answered all the questions now, we will now go to click Next Yes. After you have answered all the questions, the system would prompt you to the path that the system has chosen for you based on your answer to the above questions. This is a very comprehensive assessment. We do encourage you to take the assessment to understand your own need better, your need as a speaker, and also your need as a leader. After that, you are here to choose a path. Let's pick a very exciting path that is engaging humor. After we have clicked it, we can now scroll it down and see whether you would like to change your mind. In the event that I would like to change my mind to switch it to presentation mastery, this is what you will do. We will unclick engaging humor and go to presentation mastery and see if we can click that. Since we can't, I am going to assume we are going to pick engaging humor. We would like to know more is in stock for us. If you'd like to find out more, please click the very bottom, whereby it has a full description of the entire path. We do encourage you to spend a little more time to go through this. In general, for first timer into public speaking, we do recommend you to consider the path presentation mastery or engaging. So after you have gone through everything, you can just click OK. And this allows you to pick the path that you have decided that you want to. After you have picked that, let's click another very important button, which is right at the end. The red button says continue. Let's click that. Yes, voila! You have chosen your path. You have chosen your path. And it will ask you to confirm your selection as below. Engaging here. After you have confirmed this, let's click one more time. Click continue. This goes to the payment information. For all of you, if you are first-time Toastmaster, first-time joining any club, you do not have to worry about this. You will get your path completely free of charge. For some of you, if you have completed one path, this is what you will do one more time, except that you will be paying for your path, which is 20 USD. Let's move on to the next slide. And for Malaysians out there, we do encourage you, in the event that you wish to purchase a path, please contact your bank so that they understand there will be a transaction in USD. Let's move on to the next one. Select your path. We have done this. And how about the third one? Access your Basecamp. We will now move on to the interface whereby you get to experience what it is like after you have picked your path. The next one, you will go to your home page, Welcome Chester, click on the drop-down menu and click My Home. This is where you will see My Education, My Achievement. We go to click Go to Basecamp. When you click Go to Basecamp, it will appear the name of your club. If you have more than one club, all the club names will be listed. For instance, in the case of Chester, he has decided to click on Advanced Hybrid Toastmasters Club. as an example to access his education material. Welcome to Basecamp Chester. This is what you will see on the left-hand side. Now, we will click Paths and Learning Education Transcript. When you have clicked that, that would list down all the paths that you are working on. Because you are a first-time Toastmaster, you will only see one path. For instance, the path that you have picked is Presentation Mastery. So let's go and click Presentation Mastery. It's very important that we remember the path, the name of the path, but what we have to do right now is actually to click Open Curriculum. Once you click Open Curriculum, this would lead you to your entire path. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4, Level 5, path completion on your left-hand side. What you want to work on certainly is start from Level 1. You will see, for instance, in this case, Dynamic Leadership. Level 1, let's launch the first project, which is Icebreaker. All you need to do is to click the Launch button, and this is where it will take you. And as usual, we will feel for a few more seconds for the system to download the entire menu. It is very important for all of us to go through the manual from page 1 until the end. The manual has all the complete information of all is required of us so that we can do our project purposefully and craft our speeches easier. Let's start from page 1. Right now, you can see this is part of the content of our menu. When we want to click to path 1, then all we need to do is to scroll down at the bottom and click. And you will see this is the very first page, Learn About Your Project. There is a small video and you can click play so that you will get a better understanding.
Welcome to Pathways. I'm Blake, and I'm going to show you a few tips to help you navigate your projects. First, let's take a look at how you move from screen to screen within each project. You will notice that each screen has 2 arrows, one on the left and the other on the right. To advance to the next screen, select the arrow on the right. If you want to go to the previous screen, select the arrow on the left. The arrows are not the only way to move from screen to screen. To help you navigate your projects, every screen has an interactive menu at the bottom. Simply select the menu, and you can choose to jump to any section of that project. For example, you may want to quickly access the evaluation screen. Simply select Evaluation and Resources from the menu, and it will take you directly to that screen. You can then move from there to any other section of your project. There are a few special screens in each project that I'd like to walk you through. The first is the assignment screen. Some screens include a tab with directions or more information. In Level 1 projects, this tab is already open, so you can easily read the information there. You will notice there is a link to a tutorial to explain how to download a printable version of your project, if you would like to do so. The assignment screen is where you will learn about your assignment, including any speech you will need to deliver and any other requirements. As you complete your projects, you will encounter many interactive screens, including video. You will also find resources to support your work. These resources are available through links you can download and/or print. The Icebreaker Speech Outline is one of these. You can view and download the resource. From this window, you can choose to print the resource or view it, and close the window by selecting the X in the upper right corner. You can also choose to download the resource directly. In most browsers, when you select a link, the document will open in a new tab. When working on a laptop or desktop computer, your project will still be available on a different tab. Mobile devices, such as tablets, may work differently. Another special screen I want to share with you is the Assess Your Skills screen. Each project has 2 screens of this type. They are very important. They will help you keep track of what you know and what you've learned. Before you begin each project, respond to every statement. This series of dots at the bottom of the screen tells you how many statements need your response. For example, if there are 4 dots, there are 4 statements. You will find these same dots on many screens with additional content to view. Once you have responded to a statement, select the Next button to move on. After you have responded to every statement, select Submit to save your responses. Enjoy your project, and welcome to Toastmasters.
I hope you have enjoyed watching that video, and let's go to navigate our project, Icebreaker. As mentioned earlier, part 1 getting started, and then we will move on to complete assess your skills before. Let's click it and find out what introduction is all about. You'll find a discussion on how Toastmasters journey began. And at the same time, after you have done that, you can go ahead and click Complete Assess Your Skills. Let's click the next page and see what comes out of it. Introduction is a complete introduction. Please go through that in detail. Let's move on to the next page. And of course, the next is really helping us to understand how Icebreaker helps us to get started and helps us to build certain skills that are required, especially if you want to become a great, successful public speaker. Let's move on to the next one. The next one, of course, is going to be a detailed explanation of your assignment. The assignment always comes with a purpose, overview, and when you click the next button, it has a whole list of objectives and criteria that we will understand in order to craft, to curate our speech better. And before we deliver the speech, it's so important for all of us to assess our skills before. So these are the list of questions that you will quickly go through before you attempt to deliver or even to curate your speech. All in, each questions are very important. I do recommend all of you to take some time and think about it. And 3 is a recommended grade so that you can see yourself improving after delivering your speech. Let's see what comes next after you have completed your assessment. You will be able to understand and appreciate the competencies you will acquire after you have done the entire list. And let's go through some of the competencies that we will recognize after we have done our speech. The next page. talks about part 2, the icebreaker speech. We all know icebreaker is the very first speech in our journey as a speaker. And that's why you will understand the value of the icebreaker, how we can plan our speech better, and last but not least, looking ahead so that we are so excited and so passionate about introducing ourselves to our fellow members or strangers who may not have known us. And after that, let's click and find out what is in store for you. Your goals are so important. Icebreaker in itself allows us to tap into our inner self by asking our questions, what are some of our goals in life? We are now going to watch a quick video on icebreaker so that you will have a deeper understanding of the impact of doing icebreaker effectively and successfully.
Every Toastmaster begins their journey with an icebreaker speech. As you prepare to deliver yours, you may find yourself wondering what the experience was like for others. We spoke with a few experienced members who talked about their icebreaker and shared tips that will help you.
When you're giving your icebreaker speech and you're terrified, it's okay. So my advice is just relax. Because icebreaker is all about your personal story. It's all about you introducing yourself to the world. And if you get nervous, you don't know what to say, it's okay because you're in the Toastmasters environment, and Toastmasters is a really positive and nurturing environment. So just do it and enjoy the process.
If I were to give my icebreaker speech again, I would worry about it less. Coming into it, I thought it should be perfect, and in the end I realized people don't join Toastmasters because they're great speakers. They join Toastmasters to become great speakers. So I would go into it and not worry about it and see what happens.
I've done an icebreaker speech 20 times. I've started off the manual 20 times, and the very first time I did it I was 36 years of age, and it was in New Zealand, and I can remember the name of the speech. I called it Where's Wanderings, and it was pretty superficial. All it was about was where I was born, where I was raised, what countries I'd lived in, and this type of thing. And I remember I was so nervous that I can't remember what I said afterwards. My legs were trembling, and all I remember is the applause, and people said, "Well done, Tom."
If I could do my icebreaker speech again differently, I would not write it out word for word and have 9 pages of text. I'd write it out in dot point, and I would rehearse it. And I'd learn to breathe before I delivered that speech, because I think then my audience would appreciate the timing factor and also the content that I had to deliver.
If I could do my first icebreaker speech over again, the main thing I would do is smile more. I think it's important to smile because that helps you connect better with the audience. It also helps you relax and have fun while you're telling others about yourself, which should be your favorite subject.
I think there is a lot to be terrified as an icebreaker because you're not probably known to the dynamics of public speaking, and you know that a lot of eyes are on you as the first speaker and you would want to perform. So you could make a lot of mistakes over there. But the one thing or number of advices that I would want to give to an icebreaker is to be yourself. Be in touch with your mentor. Make sure that you take an advice from your mentor because you're writing the speech for the very first time. You don't really know the transitions of the speech. So make sure that you are in touch with your mentor and someone who can guide you through that, how exactly your speech has been written and then how exactly it can be delivered. Basically, you need to be yourself. Don't worry about how is everyone going to judge you because you're going to be there on that very stage for the very first time. So just let it loose and be yourself.
Apply these tips to help you relax and enjoy presenting your icebreaker. If you'd like more advice from experienced members, keep in mind there's a wealth of knowledge in your own club. Talk with experienced members you enjoy listening to and ask them to share their icebreaker tips.
I hope you have enjoyed the video that was prepared by Pathways Learning Experience team. remembering the icebreaker. After this, let's turn to the next page and find out what is more. But before that, let me encourage all of you to stay until the very end of this webinar. At the very end of the webinar, there will be a QR code, and we would like to hear your feedback. Now, in terms of you and your goals, we are going to go through this, and we are going to show you the QR code. So get ready your phone so that you can scan the QR code at the end. This is the QR code. Scan to ask more questions. A lot of you are here for the very first time, or you are also VPE for your club. We highly encourage you to let us know as many questions as possible so that we can help you to enjoy more on your Pathways learning experience. We will give you 5 more seconds to scan the QR code. Leverage on Pathways for your public speaking and leadership success. Moving on this page, you can view the icebreaker speech outline once again, and also you can download icebreaker speech outline worksheet. Let's have a look at the worksheet, and let's click what is next. You will see on top that 8012 is a code for icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speech outline worksheet is very useful. We do encourage all of you to go through this and to answer each question to the best of your ability. As we scroll down, if you answer each question, you would have given yourself some time, would have curated a very, very purposeful icebreaker with a lot of important content that helps you to introduce yourself to your club members. At the end, there's always a conclusion. We would also like to recommend you to spend a little more time on the conclusion so that your audience understand the entire speech and your message of your icebreaker. After you've done that, let's click away from this box and let's go to the next one. The next one certainly is how to organize your speech. With what you have done in your worksheet, this becomes a lot easier. When you organize your speech, you really want to find out what you are most interested in, the topics that you are very interested into. And after that, you can think about how you would like to craft your opening, your body, and of course, the conclusion. And after that, let's find out how you can start crafting your icebreaker. Let's move to the next one. Of course, we need to write it out. Not a lot of people would like to write it out, but we highly recommend you to write it out so that you can learn better, remember better, and at the same time feel better of your icebreaker speech. And of course, remembering your outline, last but not least, how your icebreaker allows you to connect with the audience is of course an art of public speaking. And having said that, this is certainly a skill set that you can first of all learn in delivering your icebreaker speech. Let's move on to the next one. After you have prepared yourself to present your icebreaker, you may want to rehearse with your friends or families. Very importantly, let's click the next button. We are also allowed to record yourself. Use a mirror to watch yourself speaking in front of the mirror. Practice sections by sections so that it becomes easier. Last but not least, it's so important to time yourself. Use any stopwatch that's available in your smartphone to time yourself. Make sure you are able to deliver that speech within the allotted time. And of course, you are always given 30 seconds extra to complete your speech. But having said that, we recommend you to time yourself so that you always do not go over time. Let's move on to the next session. After you have prepared and present your speech, you really want to pace yourself. Let's click the pacing section and see what it has for you. All right. And after that, you can click organization. And let's click review. Last but not least, learn. It's important as you prepare and present your speech, click all the 5 very important elements under this section, and we will move on to the next. Communicate with your evaluator after you have prepared and present your speech. Before you deliver your speech, it is highly recommended that you communicate with your evaluator. Check with your evaluator how your speech has been, especially the content part, whether you are able to introduce yourself effectively and, of course, in a very friendly manner to your fellow members. After you have done that, let's move on. Sometimes your evaluator may give you a lot of suggestions to work on that. And now, what to expect? Watch the video again to learn more and how a club can help us to be a better speaker. Let's play the video.
In every club meeting, there are at least 2 members who present speeches. These speakers don't just stand up and start talking. They use the guidelines in their designated education manuals to prepare their presentations and reach the objectives for each speech. Every speaker who has prepared speeches in advance enjoys one of Toastmasters' greatest benefits: evaluation. Think of it as having a friend watch you practice a speech and then give you helpful feedback. The speaker usually meets with an evaluator before the meeting and asks the evaluator to pay attention to certain aspects of the talk. After all the speeches are done, the evaluators present their feedback in front of the club, covering areas such as: did the speakers use their hands to gesture well? Did they control their voices throughout the speeches? What did they do especially well, and what are some ideas for improvement?
I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Let's move on. Relax, breathe, and enjoy. Overcoming anxiety. As you are about to present your speech, you really want to relax, breathe, and enjoy. And that's how you will be able to overcome your stage fright. Let's click and see what other recommendations we can get. After our speech is being delivered, it's so important for us to understand the evaluation process, whereby we can gain a lot of benefits from understanding the objective of being evaluated. Evaluation is a great way for us to attain feedback so that we can accept the feedback and improve in our future speeches. Accepting feedback is important. Let's practice having an open mind. When we have an open mind, we can learn more. From feedback, we can learn a lot more on how to be a more effective, a more successful speaker. After we have done our speech, let's continue to see what's in store for us. We will all go through this one more time. Feedback. Let's click the next button. Your speech evaluator will deliver a verbal evaluation. And after that, let's click next.
The speech evaluator will also share a written evaluation. It's important to get the written evaluation from your evaluator. After you've done that, next, depending on the practice of your club, you may receive written evaluation. Let's click again the next button. Let's click. And at the end, you will have a much better understanding of the benefits and the power of feedback on your speech after you have delivered your speech. And after you have clicked all these, let's move on to see what else we can learn and what else happens after that. Accepting feedback can be challenging, of course, but of course, this is also the best time that we learn about how to stay open-minded, to accept feedback that is beneficial to help us in future speeches. So there will be a few steps that we go through. When we are accepting feedback, it's important to listen carefully, to look directly at the evaluator, to suspend all judgment carefully, and of course, listen to all the evaluation and all the comments with an open mind. Last but not least, of course, take time with our evaluator if time permits so that we can work on our future speeches. So these are the very important steps that you do after you have completed your speech. What's next after this? And of course, meet with your evaluator. This is possible when you make special arrangement with your evaluator, either online or on-site. They can equally be very effective. Let's click all the buttons here. Review your evaluation, use your time well, and of course, be thoughtful, be engaging, and of course, stay positive, regardless how well we've done our speech. Last but not least, listen carefully to all the feedback that's given by your speech evaluator, and it could be other members as well. After this comes a very important stage, whereby this gives you a summary of what sort of actions you will do after your speech. Let's click to the next page. I suppose sometimes it's also very important to evaluate our own self. As an evaluator of yourself, stay detached, stay objective, stay open. And after you evaluate yourself, this is a lot of learning. Review and apply. Apply all the bullet points there so that you really can learn to be a better speaker. After applying all the bullet points, let's move to the next one. Completing your assignment. Now that you have read through all the project, plan and prepare your speech or your report. This is a very comprehensive program for you to do your speech under very strict and very friendly material and content so that you can enjoy your icebreaker learning experience. Review, organize, schedule, prepare. And of course, finally, you will come to this part where it allows you to download all the resources that are required for you so that you can do your icebreaker in a very supportive manner. You can see on the right-hand side, there are 5 clicks. Please go ahead and click all of that. And of course, on the left-hand side is your evaluation one more time on your speech. From that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is how you would review or you would evaluate yourself. Complete your project, take your time, complete now, you assess your skills after. This only is recommended after you have delivered your speech. Let's go through this carefully. Complete your project. we will play this video and do enjoy the video.
Welcome back. You have reached the end of your project. I'll share a few tips on the final steps to take once you have completed your assignment. If you haven't completed your speech, feel free to explore, but wait until you have delivered your speech and received an evaluation to complete the next section. When your assignment is complete, including the delivery of any speech, it is very important to respond to every statement on the Assess Your Skills After screen. Once you submit your responses, it will show you a comparison of your scores. You will be able to see where you were and what you've learned. When you respond to every statement, select the Submit button. Oops, it looks like I must have missed a statement. If you reach the last statement and don't see the Submit button, be sure you are done by confirming that the Next button is gray. If you are having trouble, use the Back button to confirm that you have responded to every statement. It looks like I missed a response. I can tell I missed it because the circles are all the same color. When I select my response, the number I choose will turn dark blue. As soon as I respond to the missed statement, the Submit button appears. If you still don't see a Submit button, continue through the statements to find any others you missed. Once submitted, you can see a comparison between your responses before you began your project and after you completed your assignment. Basecamp will also recognize that you have completed the project and mark it complete. If you do not respond to and submit all of the statements on the Assess Your Skills After screen, Basecamp will see the project as incomplete until you do. It is important for your projects to be marked complete by Basecamp when you finish your assignment, so your club officer can give you Toastmasters credit for the levels you complete. Congratulations on completing your assignment!
Congratulations on completing your assignment! Yay! This is the time whereby you will check the feedback that you have done before and after. A lot of us really feel motivated because if you go through the entire manual carefully, you will see yourself improving. What is next now? Let's have a look. Wow, before we move on, it's so important to celebrate our success. Remember to click everything one more time from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, last but not least, congratulations! This is the time that you really want to acknowledge your own success and feel great about it. After you have clicked the congratulations button, we are now completed. So all we need to do is to click exit. Remember to click the close button so that this will bring you back to your Pathways page. Your Pathways learning experience is on its first page now. All you need to do, you will see Icebreaker. It would have been completed, and after that, you will see a 20% completed there. And repeat this for other speeches, writing a speech, introduction to vocal variety, evaluation and feedback. This project is special. It has 2 speeches. One is evaluation and feedback speech number 1. Second is evaluation and feedback speech 2. Finally, you will need to be an evaluator for any of the speakers there and also get yourself evaluated as an evaluator. So this project requires you to do 3 different projects or speeches. If you do need additional information, do feel free to reach out to us, to your VP Education, or to any one of us from Pathways Lead team. After you have done icebreaker, writing a speech, introduction, evaluation, feedback, you will come to the final part whereby it says level 1 completion. All you need to do is to click all the button. You have to click all the button, including another button that helps you to lock in your completion of all the projects. And then you also need to mark complete. After you have done this, you also need to close the page. When you close the page, it will say there mark complete, and you will be able to print your certificate. Now, there is an important part under level 1 completion that I would like to highlight as well. After you have completed the level 1, there will also be an evaluation form requiring you to evaluate the entire learning experience. Do not skip that, evaluate that, and then you are done with level 1. With this, we wish you success as you go along your Pathways learning experience. Once again, on Leverage Pathways for your public speaking and leadership success, we are very excited to walk you through the entire webinar. And now is the time that we will ask all of you to fill up the Google form. Please send us all the questions that you have. We will do our best to help, to enlighten you on how you can improve or even enjoy better your Pathways learning experience. Do feel free to take a snapshot or a screenshot of this QR code. Feel free to ask questions now. We have a few more minutes. Yes. Posted. The questions. All right, we have a question from one of our audience. Could you please share your own challenges in completing the Pathways, and how do you deal with limited speaking slots in your home club? I will break this question into 2 parts. The first part, share my own challenges in completing the Pathways. Generally, the challenges in completing the pathway is really hitting the purpose statement, having a complete overview on how you can do your project purposefully. So what I do is I would certainly go through the manual word by word. And if I have any other questions, I will check with some of my seniors who have done that. Bear in mind, pathway speeches are best crafted when you are using your own personal experience. So there is always no right or no wrong, as long as you are meeting the purpose statement. One of the very effective solutions that I'd like to recommend is to Google some of the speeches that have been posted in YouTube. When you are listening to other people, listening to how they manage those projects, it gives you some creativity and some innovation on how you can use the similar methods, crafting your own personal story by achieving the purpose statement. I hope that answers your question. If you'd like to know more, do feel free to send me a PM as well. The second question, how do you deal with limited speaking slots in your home club? We do encourage our members, our speakers, to speak as many times as possible. Due to the limited speaking opportunities, we encourage them to go outside of our club to be speaker as well. In the past, when I was VPE dealing with not having sufficient speaking slots, we encourage members who are very brave and courageous to speak outside the club. In that manner, they manage to reach their own speaking slot, speaking goals as well. And at the same time, that helps with the club's DCP, which is the Distinguished Club Program. With this, I'm very happy to announce most of the members are very courageous and they're so willing to step out of their comfort zone to do their speech outside of their club, sometimes even outside of their home district. And this, once again, is a perfect learning experience for everyone. There's no right, there's no wrong, as long as they're fulfilling their own purpose statement. I would like to now attempt the second question that I just received. As VPE, how to track every member's progress via the Basecamp Manager. Depending on the size of your club, the total number of members in your club, we recommend you to use the Excel spreadsheet to track their progress. This can be a little more work at the very beginning, but if you are able to use a very simple Excel spreadsheet with all the names and with all the speech, the level that they have completed, this makes your life easier. And at the same time, this is very helpful in your club success plan. When the committee of the new term is crafting the club success plan, VPE, if you have done the Excel spreadsheet with some recommendation from the members who are willing to contribute the level of completion, this can help you as a VPE to achieve your goal, which is to help the members having a better club experience, and at the same time help your role as a VPE to do your responsibilities easier, and sometimes even with more enjoyment, more learning, and it also improves your leadership skills. I hope this answers your question. In summary, how to track members' progress, you can use Excel spreadsheet, or there are other organizational tools that you can use as well. Thank you. We do encourage all of you to keep the questions coming in. If we are not able to answer right now due to time constraint, we are very happy to reach out to you beyond our webinar session. With this, I wish you success. I wish you happiness. I wish you joy as you embark on your Pathways learning experience. Leverage on Pathways for public speaking and leadership success. Thank you.